We put a lot of time and effort into the video production on this channel, and one of the biggest questions we get is what editing software do we use? And from the beginning, from the very first video till now, it's been PowerDirector. I actually started with PowerDirector Mobile on my phone. It's a $10 app. It's fantastic. Half the videos on my channel are from PowerDirector app, and the rest are from PowerDirector on my PC. It's an inexpensive program. I really like it, and I'd like to thank PowerDirector for stepping up and sponsoring this video. Guys, I contacted them and said, hey, I've been using your product, people are asking me about it, and let's do something together. So they did. They decided to support the museum, and I've been wanting to show you all how I edit my videos for a long time. So hopefully you can pick up a couple tips and a couple tricks out of this video, and let's just jump into it. Let's do some editing. So this entire tutorial is being recorded with Screen Recorder from Cyberlink. It comes with PowerDirector, and it's incredible, easy to use, including the microphone right now. It's picking all this stuff up and it's putting it together. All right, let's get to work. I'll go ahead and minimize this window. Okay, so let's open up PowerDirector, and we're going to go to timeline mode. There is auto mode, 360 editor mode. I'm going to focus on timeline mode because this is where I spend most of my time. This is the full feature editor that most of you are going to want to use. Where is our video? Well, you can click to import. You can pull down a file drop down box right here, or the same box can come from over here, and you would just go to import and then come over and you can choose media files or media folders. I'll click media folder. I will go to the location on my hard drive where the media is, and that will be Justin's YouTube files. And we're going to look for something, Farmer's Market meal. This is a video I have yet to edit, and so, oops, there we go, select folder. I'm getting ahead of myself. There we go. Select folder, and high definition video. Okay, so I'm importing high definition video. Do I want to enable shadow files for high resolution video to speed up? And the answer is yes. You don't have to do this. This depends on how good your computer is. I am editing on an Alienware. It works pretty well. But now you can see all of my videos are in here. Now these are rough and raw videos. So I have a JPEG. I have some MPEGs right here, or MP4s actually is what I shoot in primarily. So I don't need this JPEG. I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the library. You also have the option to delete it from disk, but just remove it from the library, and there we go. Okay, we have our media imported. We're going to come over here, grab our sample intro, throw it down in the timeline, and then I'm going to right-click on the numbers, and I'm going to stretch this timeline out. And if you notice, I'll back it up a little bit. If you notice right here, it gives me a countdown. So that's 1 second, 2 second, 3 second. I'm going to cut this at about 3 seconds. And we want to keep our video clip short. We don't need anything too long, okay? Very simple. So I'll show you what I did there. I'll back it up right about here. I'll come over. This is going to split the timeline, right? Highlight the clip first, very important. Cut it. Right click it. Go to remove or delete. You can literally just hit delete. And I just use my mouse for everything. It's just personal preference. You can use control keys. It's pretty simple. So let's go down here. We're going to throw our first clip in. And we're going to come over, kind of listen to the clip.
So what are you working on today?
Perfect spot to start from. All right. Let's bring that in right about there. Highlight the clip. It'll turn blue. Cut. And then highlight this clip, right click, remove, and fill gap. Boop, it scoots that whole clip over right next to it. And let's take a look.
So what are you working on today?
Pretty good, no real emotion. Maybe a little fade in would be good. So if you want to fade it, just push it over just a tiny bit and come down to crossfade. Hit crossfade. Now let's look at that transition.
So what are you working on today?
Well, I've been making.
So what are you working on today?
So a nice little crossfade. But you know what would make that even better is if we added some music. So we're going to come down to an audio track, and this is an audio track right here. And let's start at the beginning. Nothing happens till right there. Okay, let's trim our music. If you look down here on the waveform, you can actually see where the music starts. So let's make a cut right there, highlight the clip. Now, if you don't highlight the clip, something bad will happen. Remove and fill gap. Let me show you what that is. Let's say I want to make a cut on this clip alone. And I want that cut to be right here. If I just cut, it just cut both clips. It cut this clip and that clip. Come up to the undo button. It will undo your mistake, and you're back to where you were. So make sure you highlight your clips. All right, now let's start from the beginning.
So what are you working on today?
Well, I've been making
See, I'm very loud in this clip, and you can tell by my waveform right here. I am considerably louder than he is. That's because I'm holding the camera, which is actually just a cell phone. And yeah, he's not. So we need to make a couple simple adjustments, and that's going to be on the audio. So we're going to come down here to our audio. We're going to hit Control, and we're going to drag our audio lower. Not too low, but right over here where we all start talking, we may want that lower. But right after I'm done talking, over here we'll hit Control, and we're going to put in a little dot. We're going to come right next to it. We're going to put in another one. And that's going to give us a transition point. Okay, so I'm going to latch onto that bad boy. So just hit Control and then raise it up. And you'll notice everything to the right of that first dot is now coming up in volume level. So now let's watch it again.
So what are you working on today?
Well, I've been making a few boots, and this is going to be a face on just a triangle piece of wood. That was a kind of a finished product.
Okay, I like that. We'll stop it right after the wow. You got to make fun of yourself sometimes, right? All right, so we're going to highlight that. We're going to make a cut. My audio, once again, is significantly louder than his. I don't want that, so I'm going to come over here to the timeline. I want to highlight this clip, and then I'm going to put a mark right here. And then I'm going to come next to it right about here. And I'm at I'm at 10.5 on audio. Now, I can hold the Control key, and I can drop my audio level, volume level. There you go. Okay, pretty simple. Now that's going to sound a lot better. Listen.
Finished product.
Wow.
Okay, our audio levels are very similar. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. He was talking about boots, and in this clip, if I remember correctly, I did some close-up of some boots. All right, so there they are. Cool little boots. And let's see. I'm just scrolling this back and forth. Okay, cool. Right about there. I'm going to make a cut. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is...
Really a straight piece of wood.
We'll cut it about there. I don't know how long of a piece I want. I just want those boots. Now, I'm going to be able to hear this audio. I don't want that. So I'm going to come up here, right-click, and then click Mute Clip. Okay, so we don't need this piece right here. This is just filler. So we're going to remove it and then fill gap. Okay, what I want now is when he's talking about his boots over here, I'll tighten this up. Let's see, right click and shrink my line. So now I can see all of my clips. He's talking about his boots right over here. I want to show this clip of these boots. So I'm going to grab it, I'm going to move it down and put it over here. We'll figure out where exactly it goes as we play the clip.
Well, I've been making a few boots, and this is going to be a face on just
a face. Okay, so right about there. I happen to put it in a decent spot. So we're going to remove, and now let's watch the video.
Well, I've been making a few boots, and this is going to be a face on just a triangle.
And we need that back a little bit further.
Face.
Where he says face. So somewhere right in here. And we're going to cut it. Bam. And we're going to remove. There we go, guys. All right.
So what are you working on today?
Well, I've been making a few boots, and this is going to be a face on just a triangle piece of wood. That was a kind of a finished product.
Wow.
Okay, there we are. That's not bad at all. So let's see what else we can add here.
Cutting these indentions on that side and kind of rolling them on that side, it makes it look like
That's awesome.
makes it look like the old cowboy had really walked home.
Look at this.
So in the meantime, if we want to hear him better, we can just come over here and click this button. And where is it? There you go. Now you won't be able to hear this line anymore. And that's just temporary. And so now we can hear him.
Focus.
Just something to kind of keep you out of trouble.
All right. Oh, I like this shot. And we're going to come in right there. We're going to snatch it, make a cut, remove, and fill gap. Okay, so when we were down here, we put a clip in underneath here. This bottom clip is going to take priority over this top clip, and we could have made a cut right here and then made a cut right here and left a gap in here and slid this in the middle, and it would have done the same thing. This is just a quicker way to do it. So over here, we're just going to slide this over. Okay.
Progression on making a chain.
So he says progression on making a chain. I think there was a little bit more he said before that. We're just going to grab that clip and stretch it back out a little bit. So now we lengthen the clip.
Progression on making a chain. Wooden chain. Doesn't hold much, but it kills a lot of time making it.
That's so awesome.
Okay, so let's just make a little cut there. Once again, let's come in here, hit Control, and you got to kind of line up just right with them arrows. We're going to bring that audio up quite a bit because it's pretty low, and that's my fault. This program does really good as far as bringing the audio up and down. Now I need to lower it on mine, so we're going to put in another dot right here, and we're going to bring my audio down significantly. And let's see what it sounds like.
Progression on making a chain.
Okay, now we're going to bring that in. As opposed to having a hard cut there, we're going to slide it over a little bit. Right about there. And we're going to crossfade. Perfect. And some really neat stuff here, but we've got other things that we can add, like, you know, some of the other stuff from the farmer's market for some B-roll. And I'll just throw one of those in there. And let's see if that keeps going. Yeah, that'll be fine right there. So we're going to take this clip and we're going to cut it, remove, and fill gap. And then this one, I'm going to right click it. I'm going to edit video image, and I'm going to fade in and fade out. Now that puts these lines right here. You can see there's a point and there's a point there, just like our audio, and then a point and a point. That video is going to fade in and fade out, and I'll show you how to adjust that.
Awesome.
So that would be a great place to bring in some other audio. Let's just shorten that a little. Say you don't want it to fade in that fast. You can fully adjust the opacity on there. Really cool stuff. Okay, so we got that clip there. Now let's drop that audio down because it's just the sounds of cars. Just pull it all the way out. We have no use for that audio, so we're just going to bring it all the way down. Okay, cool. I'd say that's good enough. Let's come in over here, grab another clip, and I'm sure I asked him a question.
Well, here, do that again. I'm going to come at you.
And don't be afraid to establish your shots. Alright, here we go. I'm going to make a cut right there because he's starting to set that down. We're going to bring it in. And let's take a look.
How business? Pretty good. Yeah? Sales? Doing good? Yeah? Make a gazillion dollars?
Pretty good. One word answer.
How business? Pretty good. Yeah?
So we're going to cut it right there. Otherwise it feels awkward. Alright, so let's do the same edit video image. Come over here to enable fade in, fade out. So we're going to fade in and fade out of both these clips, and then it will fade one in and one out. Let's go ahead and turn our audio back on. Let's see. Click the little box right here, and maybe we get a little more B-roll. Let's see if I get any more audio out of him.
I'm still here.
I like that. I'm still here. gonna come over here, make a cut because we've highlighted it. Right click, remove, and fill gap.
Still here.
Alright, so I like that audio in there. That's pretty good. We're going to cut it there though, and then we're going to use a little trick. Alright, let's take a look. Let's see what kind of... That's kind of a pretty shot. Let's cut that. Remove and fill gap. And let's drag this down the timeline. And we're going to drop it in. Oh, come on now. There we go. We're going to drop it in a little before our laugh is over. There we go. And let's move this forward. That's a good amount. Cut. And let's see what I'm about to say. I can see my face right here. I'm going to say something. Maybe. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just looking at myself. This is the fun part of editing, guys. You never know what's going on. Well, there's Isaac. Okay, so we're going to remove this. Now, I don't want to bore you guys with a 47-hour tutorial. Let's grab our sample intro. Let's throw it on the back end. And let's slide it over a little bit. And we're going to crossfade. There you go. Now, let's go back and preview our entire video that we've just made. And all you do is all of these steps and just repeat. And then when you're done, highlight movie and then push play. Let's watch it together.
So what are you working on today?
Well, I've been making a few boots, and this is going to be a face on just a triangle piece of wood. That was a kind of a finished product.
Wow.
Progression on making a chain, wooden chain. Doesn't hold much, but it kills a lot of time making it.
That's so awesome. How business?
Pretty good.
Yeah? No.
Still here.
Okay, we probably want to cut our audio out right about here and just toss this. And we're going to start fading our music down right towards the end. And so we're going to control, oops, go ahead and highlight, get your line set up, hit control, and bring it down. Well, no, we don't want to bring that down. We want the one next to it to come down. And actually, no, we want it over here. There you go. That's where we want it. So that'll fade that music out. And we can also fade the end out. So we can go edit video image, enable fade in, fade out. What's going to happen is you're going to want to move this over because you don't want the fade on that side. So you just bring it all the way over. That'll kill that fade out. And every time, there you go. So let's watch that section again. Make sure it fades. Perfect. We have our fade. Now we're going to fade out. Beautiful, nice soft transition. Okay, so we've got our video all set up, but it's still in pieces, and the computer is having to assemble it as it's playing it. So let's render it. So we're going to go to Produce, and this will take a second as it thinks about the video and how it wants to assemble it, but not very long. Love this program. So you can, there's a lot of different methods and ways that you can put this together. We're going to do 1080p 60i, 25 megabytes per second. Pretty good. Watch how long it takes it to render. It's 46 seconds long. I'm sure it's going to take it probably less than 46 seconds. All right, so we're good to go. What we want to do is we want to easily be able to find this. So I'm going to go to local disk D. This is where I keep all of my work. It's called My Works. And we're going to call it Power Director. Or I'll just call it Power in this case. Save. Alright, now it's going to put it in that folder and it's going to produce an MPG, I believe, on this one. And you know, you can switch this up, guys. You can go to any kind. You want MPEG 4? There we go. Let's do it in an MPEG 4. So MP4 and hit start. Now immediately it starts rendering the file. Look at how fast it is blasting through this process. This would have taken probably in the neighborhood of 4 hours on the old way I used to edit with the old software. I mean, this is just so much quicker. It's why I love Power Director. I have to say this is the fastest rendering time I've ever seen. So notice down here our elapsed time is almost exactly in line. So it's about second per second. So it's like you're watching the video. So producing movie complete. Now we can watch it. We can go full screen, or we can close Power Director out, open up our file, and go to data. Okay, so we're just going to open it up, and now you and I can enjoy it together. So what are you working on today?
Well, I've been making a few boots, and this is going to be a face on just a triangle piece of wood. That was a kind of a finished product.
Wow.
Progression on making a chain, wooden chain. Doesn't hold much, but it kills a lot of time making it.
That's so awesome. How business?
Pretty good.
Yeah? No.
Still here.
Hopefully that quick tutorial helps you guys out. I'm very, very impressed with Power Director, and I'm very grateful that they decided to step up to the plate and help the museum out. And guys, I'm going to be using this program as long as I've got a YouTube channel. So it's easy, it works great, and it allows me to produce quality content very, very quickly and very easily. I'm going to leave a link in the description where you guys can download your own. And yeah, man, it's gonna save you some time. It's the easiest program I've ever used, and it's the most efficient, and it offers so many different things. So if you want to know more, hit me up. I'll make another video, and we'll get deeper into it. But this is the basic editing. If you can get this stuff down, these few simple steps, you're going to make high quality videos.